Ready?
Try it again. Okay, one more time.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bryce Brown, I am Zach Austin. We have Mr. Brian Rhodes up here.
Hello,
Mr.
everybody.
Rhodes, how are you?
Good?
Good. So let's talk about the band for a little bit.
Sure.
Y'all went to state.
We did.
Got third, correct?
Third place in the state. There was a field of 14 bands. There was actually supposed to be 16 bands, but two of them didn't qualify. So
Oh, wow.
14 bands in the state. And we scored 78 points out of 100. The band that won scored 81. We didn't miss it by much.
Not
so
by much.
Not by much. It's really close. That was a good result for us.
Very good result. So that's 2 years in a row you've placed at state. Correct?
Yes. Last year we placed second.
Second.
And we actually missed last year by 1 point.
Oh,
So
wow.
really close.
Wow, that's wow. Man, that's going to be a heartbreaker. But the kids love it. They're doing good. And what goes into band as far as being a band director?
Well, we have, it really starts in August. I mean,
Yeah.
we get out here in summer band. We're out there sweating, just learning how to march. And they have to relearn how to play because they didn't play their instruments all summer long. So,
Right.
so we're having to relearn how to play. And then Miss Rhodes and I come up with a show. We got a show concept.
Yeah.
And we try to we got to learn all the music first and get the music down. Miss Rhodes writes all the drill. So everything that you see visually, Miss Rhodes does. I'd write all the music. So everything you hear, I write.
Wow.
Except for a few little things here and there.
Yeah.
And then we hire someone to do our flags, and someone will come in and teach them how to do their routine, and there it goes. And then we only work on our stand charts in the summer. We don't work on those
Don't work on those.
once we start. Yeah, we
Right.
do our halftime show after that. So kids work hard. They've worked really hard this year. We've sweat, we've bled,
Oh,
we've
good.
cried,
Yeah.
we've laughed, and it's just been a really fun year. Much better than last year. Last year was tough with all the COVID restrictions. This
Right.
year's been a lot better.
A whole lot better. So how many years have you been here now, Coach?
This is my 10th year here, and in fact, this is I broke the 9-year threshold because I was at Smackover for 9 years,
Wow.
and then I was at Paris, Texas for 9 years, and then this year, this is my 10th year here. So
10th year?
and
Wow.
and I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. Me and Miss Rose love it here.
Well, good. We love having y'all. I mean, the band was pretty good before you got here.
Yes.
And then y'all just kind of, in my opinion, y'all have taken it to another level.
It was in really good shape when we came here. I mean, I didn't feel like I was starting from zero. I was starting from probably, I mean, they were very respectable,
Right.
and it was just a matter of just trying to get people to buy into what I was selling and my style as a band director. And Miss Rhodes and I had never worked together before. This is the first time as a husband and wife team we'd ever really worked.
Oh, wow.
And so we weren't real sure how that was going to go, but it's been great. We've had a really good time so far, and we just hope it just keep the momentum going.
Right, right. So your theme is Pirates this year, correct?
Yes.
So got any new tweaks? Excuse me, I'll spit it out. Any tweaks to add during playoffs? Or you just kind of go with what you got?
Got one little thing tonight. If you'll just kind of keep an eye on the very large flags in the back,
Okay.
we got a little something extra to add for this time around.
All right.
So we'll see. Let's see if y'all notice
Okay, we'll see. We'll have to pay extra attention. Y'all pay extra attention tonight. See if y'all notice.
the big flags in the back when the two boats are battling each other.
Okay.
Watch those big flags in the back.
All right. We'll have to do that. You have anything else to add, Mr. Rhodes?
No, it's Booneville's a great place to live. A great place. In fact, I live 40 seconds from the stadium, so it's a great place to live. We've raised our family here, and they've loved it here. So we just want to keep doing what we're doing and just enjoy doing it.
Right. Before I get you out of here, y'all sent a couple kids off to college to be in band. Your son's in band right
Yes,
now at UCA.
correct. Yes, my son TJ is a music major, and he's doubling in composition as well at UCA. But we've sent kids down to UAM, SAU. We currently have a kid in the SAU band. We've had kids go to the Arkansas Tech band and the UFAS band.
Wow.
So yeah, band's a great way to try to get a little extra money for college. I mean, my son's got a pretty substantial scholarship that pays most of his way. And I know that the one we have at SAU has a lot of money coming towards him for a band. It's a great way to get a little extra money.
Right.
It really is.
Well, if you got any kids out there thinking about joining band, when do they start practicing for band? 5th or 6th grade? Or?
Well, actually, we are set up where any grade can start band.
Okay.
So even if you're in the 9th grade, 10th grade, you can still add beginning band as an elective, and we can fast track you into the advanced band if you can make the cut.
Right.
But typically we do start in the 7th grade. And then Miss Rhodes has 6th grade music where she teaches some music basics. And then when they get in the 7th grade, they start learning instruments. And then the 8th grade, we have our intermediate band. And then in the 9th grade is when it's the minimum age to be in the marching band.
Wow. So I mean, because you don't see a lot of kids that play sports in band. I know we have one football player that's
We
in
have
band.
two
Two,
actually,
okay, okay.
and two junior highs that play football too.
Wow.
We've had cheerleaders. We have
Right.
lots of volleyball. We have a couple of basketball. That's one of the things that I tried to do when I first came here was get a really good relationship with the coaches
Yeah.
and just get to know them. And in fact, probably don't know this, but Scott Hyatt and I both went to Rising.
Wow, I
We were
did not
both
know
we're
that.
from the same hometown, so I've actually known him probably longer than you guys have. So,
Wow, yeah.
but I tried to get to know all the coaches really well. Doc Crowley's like, one of the coolest guys ever, and,
Right.
and we get along great. And I have a good working relationship with the volleyball coach, basketball coach. I mean, we just try to work together and try to make what's best for the kids. That's because
Right.
they're the most important thing, the
Yes,
students.
right.
So,
Well, I guess that's all I've got for you, Mr. Rhodes. Thank you for coming up.
anytime.
We're so glad to have you and Miss Rhodes, and we have a whole slew of coaches, and that's counting y'all too. I feel like we have a good staff, and I'm not just saying that because you're up here
Right.
with me, but the kids buy into it, and then the community buys in. And without the community, the band wouldn't have much help. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, because they help with the concession stands, and that helps y'all.
That does.
And
And I do need to mention one more thing. Miss Karen Goff is our flag sponsor, and she does a fantastic job with them. She keeps them in line, and she practices them every week. Can't thank Miss Goff enough for for the help that she does too.
right. So I guess that's all I've got for you, Mr. Rhodes.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming up here.
Enjoyed it.
We'll be tuning into the halftime show.
Hey, go Bearcats. Let's do it.
Thank you. All right, folks. We'll take a little break and be right back, and we'll get you some stuff on the series.
And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, right off DJ George Drive at up top in Bill Elmore Press Box, Shield Field. And we just got done talking with Mr. Rhodes, band director here at Booneville. And he talked about him and Miss Angela Rhodes and what all they do. They have added just a little tweak to the halftime performance. If you'll watch the very big flags in the back at halftime when the ships are battling, said they have added something. So tune in for that. And I thank him for coming up here. I wasn't sure if he'd have time. And then I messaged him at the last, pretty much this morning is when I messaged him. It's like, hey, can you come up here? And he said, yeah, sure, And he said, I'd run up here real quick. So I want to thank him for coming up here, and especially since I asked him at the last moment. But they have done an awesome job in the band. And I really do feel like we have a good set of staff for all of our sports, for band. And, yes, I'm lumping that band in with the sports and stuff. Some people may not say, that's not a sport. But, those kids work. When the boys are out here in football practices during August and stuff, the band's out here in the parking lot learning to march and performing. And so, they go through a lot of stuff to perform for your halftime show. And they're not award-winning band for nothing. I mean, they put in the work. Mr. and Miss Rhodes do an awesome job getting them set up for that. And I just can't thank them enough. And I know the kids love it. Got to talk to some of the kids, and they enjoy it. And when we was at the Mayflower game, well, they was having fun. We was real close to them, Isaac. There at the Mayflower game, and they was enjoying it, having fun. And that's what it's all about. You want the kids to have fun doing something they enjoy. And Mr. and Mrs. Rhodes is just allowing them to do that, and we appreciate them. So to get into your game tonight, we got about 8 minutes and 35 seconds left until kickoff. Your Booneville Bearcats are coming into tonight ranked 3 in Class 3A. They are 10-1 overall, 7-0 in conference play. We are the 3A4 conference champs, and this is the 37th conference title. Excuse me. This is the 37th conference title in school history. And the win last week against Perryville was the number 747th win in program history. Salem comes in number 22 in Class 3A. From the 3A2, they are the 5th seed. They come in 6-4 and 1-4 in conference. Their only win was against Mountain View. There's only 6 teams in that conference because you had a couple teams drop out due to 8-man. But we're playing Salem. They played Harding last week. It was 21-0 at halftime. And then Harding just comes out in the second half and just opens the game up and wind up winning 45-0 last week against the Greyhounds. Now, Salem, they'll run a power I offense and kind of do a option. They'll do option out of it. But they'll also be in the shotgun formation some too. So look for them to do that. I'm trying to get my roster. Where did I put it? Here it is. But number 4 is going to be your quarterback, Dakota Jackson. So, like I said, they'll run the power I, they'll run the option out of that, and they'll also do shotgun formations. They like to pass to the receivers, but also they got a big tight end. He's tall and lanky. Tyler Siddons, he's a senior. They'll try to pass it to him out in the flats some. They played I watched some of the Newport game. They played Newport pretty good early. They wound up losing that game, but they held their own there for a little bit. So I expect this to be a good game. I expect them to come out fired up. I wouldn't underrate them because me and Chuck got to talking, and a couple of years ago they was down in 2A and made a pretty good run in 2A as a 4th or 5th seed we was thinking. And then last year they played Paris, and they gave Paris a pretty good game last year. That game was played at Paris. So the Greyhounds of Salem, they know how to put up a good fight, and I expect them to put up a fight here tonight. Even though they are the 5th seed, I don't expect them just to lay down and give up. And I expect a pretty good game here for just a little bit. And this is why we play the game, is it's playoffs. And I love playoffs. It's a special time of the year when the grass is, all dead. You got the logo out there on the field. And this is what the guys play for, from all across the state. You're trying to get to the Rock. And it begins tonight. This is opening round of 2021 playoffs, the journey to the Rock. And we'll go over the bracket real quick. Your Booneville Bearcats are on the bottom side of the bracket. And the game we're going to be watching, folks, is Manila and Danville. Now, Manila won last week over Osceola 13-0. That was a 0-0 game at halftime. And then they played Danville. That game's going to be played at Manila. This is the very first home playoff game in Manila history. So we'll keep a close eye on that game. Again, we're on the bottom side. So we'll start at the very top of the bracket, folks, and we'll work our way down. The very top of the bracket is Hoxie. They have a bye, and they will play the winner of Cedarville and Atkins. That game is being played at Cedarville. Below them is McGee and Walnut Ridge. And then below them is Melbourne and Perryville. So we'll keep a close eye on our conference foes. We'll watch the Atkins and Cedarville game and the Perryville and Melbourne game. Perryville's quarterback, from what I've kind of read, he won't be back tonight for them. We talked to a couple people from Perryville last week, and they was hoping he would be back for the game, but he's not going to be able to make it and play. They got several good underclassmen, though, at Perryville. Got a good freshman quarterback and underclassmen running backs. The number one last week, he was a quick little boy. He's got some very good speed. They got a couple of their linemen back. So I'll look for Perryville to put up a good fight against Melbourne. Below them is Prescott and Lake Village, and then Hackett and Bismarck. Then below them is Newport and Lincoln, and then the very bottom of the top bracket is Paris versus Riverview. That is being played at Paris. Now, here's your captains. Number 26 for the Greyhounds is Tyler Siddons. That's going to be your tight end. And I think that's 6. It's number 6, Jacob Earl. He's going to be your fullback. Your captain for your Booneville Bearcats is number 52, Casey Matson. Now, on the bottom side of the bracket, Charleston has a bye this week, and they will play the winner of Osceola and Centerpoint. Osceola is also without their starting quarterback tonight. Centerpoint, me and Isaac talk. I think it could be probably one of the most dangerous 4 seeds. We will see. They played Prescott pretty good and played them close. One of the top teams in the state, so I wouldn't count them out. So Charleston will play the winner of Osceola and Centerpoint. Below them is Harding Academy and Westfort, and then below that game is Risen versus Jessieville, and then we have us versus Salem, and then Manila versus Danville, then Camden Harmony Grove versus Harrisburg, and then Glen Rose versus Pine Bluff Dollarway. Now, this is the very first meeting between both schools, folks. Very first ever meeting. Looks like Salem has won, and they have deferred. So your Booneville Bearcats will be receiving the ball first, and we will defend the west end, the old field house. Last week, your Cats won 50-13 over Perryville. I know I'm kind of jumping back, but I was wanting to talk. We had 10 ball carriers last week, Isaac, on only 30 plays, and we rushed for 348 yards. 10 guys for 348 yards. And just for 30 plays. You don't see that much. Just 30 plays. And they held Perryville to 189 yards of offense. And the Cats' defense is doing good. The Cats' offense is doing good as well. But the defense, they held Perryville to 4 of 13 on third down last week and 1 of 4 on fourth down last week. Now, the last 5 opponents. I'll get it pulled up here on my phone real quick. All right, so your Booneville Bearcats have held the last 4 opponents to 7 of 49 on third downs. That's 7% conversion on third down. Then they've also held opponents 9 of 23 on fourth down for 2.5%. So the Cats defense is just doing a phenomenal job. We have forced 18 turnovers. I know I posted 19, but talking to Glenn earlier in the week, the Cats defense has forced 18 turnovers. I think I was adding one of the interceptions that Brooks had at the beginning of the year against Dardanelle. There was a a holding call. That was called back. So the Cats have forced 18 turnovers on the year. Your Booneville Bearcats are coming onto the field, and we're fixing to get this thing underway. Salem, they got a lot of guys on the sideline over there. I have not counted the roster to see how many, but for a small 3A school, they've got a lot of guys on the field. Got a couple more notes here for you folks before we get kicked off. Randon is only 394 yards away from tying the school record of 4,243. That is being held by his dad, Alan Gator Ray. Pablo has also made 24 straight PATs, and he is also chasing Gator. He's only needs 10 more PATs to tie the record for the most PATs in a row. And then coming into the year, Randon has 1,116 yards and 18 tackles. Ryland has 754 yards. Rocky has 667 yards. Dax Goff has 716 yards. Mason Gores has 25.5 tackles. And your leading tackler for the Booneville Bearcats is Cody Elliott. He has 38.5 tackles, and Dax Goff is the next one with 33. They're going to have an onside kick, and it's going to touch a Salem player. Lopez is going to be your kicker, but he did not kick the ball there. That was number 33, Birmingham. So the Cats are going to take over in Greyhound territory to start the game. Ball's going to be on the 44-yard line. Randon Ray's going to be your quarterback. Ryland Ray's your fullback. Your right halfback is Brooks Herrera, and your left halfback is Rocky Ross. Coming into the year, Brooks has 231 yards on offense, and he has 15 tackles and an interception. He also has 2 touchdowns. Ray Splinter is split out to the left-hand side. Dunn Daniels are tied in on the right, and it's going to be a keeper by Randon up over here on the right-hand side. And he's going to have the first down wrapped up by number 14. That's Smith on the stop, and the Cats are going to have the ball on the 31-yard line. Cade Smith comes in for the Cats with 11:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Brooks goes in motion, and it's going to be handed off to Ryland Ray on the left-hand side. Ryland's still up on his feet, and he sheds a shoe tackle, and he's going to take about 3 guys to tackle him, and he's going to have a first down to about the 10-yard line. I think number 2 was one of the guys in there, Stewart, on the tackle for the Greyhounds. So it's first and goal from the 10 with 11:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Dunn Daniel comes back in at tight end on the right-hand side. Ross goes in motion. Randon's going to be on the keeper right up the middle. And Randon's still on his feet. Touchdown! Bearcats with 11:13 left to go here in the first quarter. And that's going to bring on Pablo Guaracos Ferrer to do the kicking for the Cats. And Isaac, I was surprised. I thought he got stopped, but he somehow squeezed through there. And I don't know if you hit the little spin button there on your joystick or something or what, but he went through there and scored.
Yeah, he's able to get behind the linebacker there. Trying to adjust my mic.
The hold, the kick, it is up, and it is good. So with 11:13 left to go here in the first quarter, your Booneville Bearcats 7, Salem Greyhounds 0. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium. Back deep for the Greyhounds. I believe that's number 11. Swingle, and is that 18?
Yep.
Romney.
Roman.
Roman.
I don't know.
Hope I said that right.
Elijah R.
Yeah. As most everybody knows, yesterday was Veterans Day. So I was going to give a shout out to a couple of veterans. If y'all want to give a shout out to a veteran, shoot me and Isaac a message or leave a comment and I will try to read those as the game goes on. I have wrote some down on my notebook that I have already gotten. But a couple veterans I want to give a shout-out to. My grandpa, Bud Means, Jim Barnes, Mark Walker, Dr. Bill Daniel. I'll give you some more here in a little bit. Here's Pablo's kick, and here's a good kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 6-yard line by Romaine over here on the right-hand side. And Pablo in there on the stomp, as well as Trace Hall. Man. So the Greyhounds are going to take over on their own 34-yard line for their first possession of the game. You got 11:06 left to go here in the first quarter. Also, a couple of other veterans want to give a shout-out to is Orville Fowler, Kenny Robertson, Jason McKnight, and Taylor Tatterson. They're in the Air Force. Austin Wilkins, he's in the Army. Got a couple more after this. And it's going to be a handoff over here on the left-hand side. That's Romaine. I said Romaine. There's no A in that.
No, there's not.
Roman. And Dino Farley was also a medic in the Army. Be 2nd and 4 for the Greyhounds. Ball's on the 40-yard line. Number 4 is going to be a quarterback, and he's going to hand off to Roman again. And Casey Matson's going to have him, but he's going to drag him for first down. And Trace Hall on the tackle as well. Good hard run there by Roman. So you got 10:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Cats are up 7-0. Again, the Greyhounds, they're going to run this I formation. They'll run the option out of this power I, and they'll also go in shotgun formation every once in a while. You got trips over here to the right, and it's going to be a toss over here to Roman on the right-hand side. Missed tackle by Goers over there, and he's going to be down at the 50. He's going to be tackled by Randon Ray on the stop for the Cats. Gary and Jen Taylor are watching. They say, "Go Cats, go." Be 2nd and 5 with 9:40 left to go here in the first quarter. Ball's at midfield. Jackson comes up under center. Going to hand off to Roman over here on the left-hand side. Dunn Daniel in there as well as Brooks Herrera. Chase Plymel as well. And Brett Welling coming in tonight's game. Brett Welling, he's got 22 tackles and 1 sack. Chase Plymel has 22 tackles as well. Chase also has 2.5 tackles for loss on the year. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. Ball's on the 49-yard line of the Greyhounds. They have lost a yard. Jackson up under center. 2 receivers to the right, looking for a pass on the right-hand side. Got some pressure from Plymel, and it's going to be overthrown. That was intended to number 11, Swingle. So it's going to be 4th and 6 from the Salem 49-yard line. And Isaac, be a tough play call here for the coach. You punt it or you go for it. I mean, still early in the game.
Yeah, they're thinking about it awful hard.
Roman's done a good job running.
Yeah, they've been running some simple zones. Outside zone, inside zone. They've done a pretty good job at it.
So it looks like they're going to go for it. 2 receivers to the right. They're going to pass it again. Jackson is, and he's going to have a first down. That was to the big tight end, number 26, Tyler Siddons. I say he's big, Isaac. He's tall.
He is tall.
Probably what, 6'2", 6'3"? I don't have.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. Ozark's up 7-0 over Huntsville right now. That's in the first. 1 receiver to each side. Jackson comes up under center. And it's going to be handed off to Roman on right up the middle. And he's got a big old hole. We'll see if Trace Hall can catch him. And it's going to be touchdown. Greyhounds, 41 yards. Roman. So 8:21 left to go here in the first quarter. And we got a 7-6 ball game. So that's going to bring on Lopez to do the kicking. Number 8, number 11, Swingle is going to be doing the holding. Snap, the hold, the kick is up. And it is good. So with 8:21 left to go here in the first quarter, that's a 7-7 ball game. We'll be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium, right off DJ George Drive, up here in Bill Elmore press box. It's
Don.
a 7. Huh? Don, what did I say? I say Bill.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I think I said that earlier, too. Onside kick. That's by your tight end, and it's going to be covered by Welling. Don Elmore press box at the very top. Shielded from that wind out there. And looks like there is a light breeze. So the Cats, well, they're going to start at midfield. Well, no, I'm sorry. They're going to start in Greyhound territory for the second time tonight.
Yeah, it didn't quite go 10 yards.
Randon's going to be your quarterback. Brooks goes in motion, and it's kind of a busted play. And Randon up on his feet still, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 41-yard line by number 33. He was the leading tackler at Birmingham.
Yeah.
Well, he almost got away from him. I believe that's Brooks going in motion. Race Blanton's going to be your receiver, and it's going to be a handoff there to Rylan Ray, and that's by the tight end, number 26, Siddons. He's also plays defensive end. Cade Smith's going to come in, that receiver on the right-hand side. Dunn Daniel comes out. 7:35 left to go here in the first quarter. It's 7-7 ball game. Dax Goff is in at left halfback for the Cats. He goes in motion. And Randon's going to have it on the keeper on the right-hand side. And he's going to have a first down. 56 on the stop. Draper. Goff is going to come out, and Ross comes in for the Cats. Isaac, we was talking during the little break that Salem's a pretty little salty team. You know, gritty, they hard-nosed playing. And even though they don't have a very good record, you know, like I was talking earlier, watched the game against Newport, and they played Newport good early, and then the game just kind of got away from them. But they've got some size to them. They've got some good athletes as well. And you got a pitch over here to Brooks Herrera. Brooks still up on his feet. He's going to have the first down, and he's taken down by number 26, Siddons. So the Cats are going to have the ball on the 28-yard line of the Greyhounds with 6:50 left to go here in the first quarter. Dunn Daniel's going to be your tight end on the right-hand side. Race Blanchett is split out to the left. Rylan Ray's your fullback. Brooks is on the right-hand side. Ross is on the left. And it's going to be a keeper by your quarterback, Randon Ray. And he's going to, about a 4-yard there gain down to the 24-yard line. Foster on the stop for the Greyhounds. See if we got some scores for you folks. Prescott's up 8-0 over Lake Village, and McQuarrie's up over Lake Village. Ross gets the pitch over here on the right-hand side. A little sidestep. Ross is going to be tackled at the 9-yard line by number 14, Smith. But McQuarrie is up 8-0 over Yellville Summit. Sorry. You got 6 minutes and 9 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And the Cats and the Greyhounds are tied 7-7. Brooks is going to come out, and Dax Goff is going to come in at your right halfback. And Isaac, we may have a high-scoring game here. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
And it's going to be a keeper by Randon. And maybe a yard there, Isaac. Let's see, 56 on the stop. That's going to be Draper. Roman in there on the stop as well. .528. It's 2nd and goal from the 7. And it's going to be Rendon on the keeper on the right-hand side. Got a flag coming in. It's going to be touchdown, Bearcats. I figure it's going to be a face mask. It is. That's going to be a face mask call against the Greyhounds. That's going to bring on Pablo Gradicos Ferrer to do the PAT. Give a shout out to Pablo's mom and dad watching over in Spain. Just thank you. Hope you are enjoying the game. And don't know what the weather's like over there. A little chilly here as fall is starting to set in. Leaves are changing. It's playoff weather. Brooks is going to be your holder. Cade Smith's going to be your long snapper. They snap the hold. The kick is up, and ooh, it is good. Makes it 14-7 with 5:20 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a little break and be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium, home of champions, from the top layer of Don Elmore Press Box. Shield Field, right off DJ George Drive. First round of high school playoffs in Arkansas. And we've got a 14-7 ball game. Cats over the Greyhounds. Pablo's approaching the ball. And low kick. It's a live ball. It's going to be picked up by Roman over there. I'm sorry, that's 17. That's Downs. Did not see who made the stop. Looks like Dunn Daniel and Tate Rice on the stop. Coming into tonight's game, let's see. Dunn has 25.5 tackles and an interception on the year, and Tatum, he has 14.5 tackles on the year. 5:13 left to go here in the first quarter. Greyhounds have the ball on their own 26-yard line. I formation. Jackson's going to hand it over here on the left-hand side. Maybe a yard there on the carry. Matson on the stop by the Bearcats. That was Roman on the carry. I'd like to give a shout-out to Sergeant First Class Clinton Langway from his wife. Also, the Wigtons, they are watching up in Pennsylvania. Zach, Brittany, Caden, Bubba, and Cash Wigton are watching their Bearcats at Pop and Mim's house and JoJo's house. And they say, go, Cats, go. And he's going to have a quick pass over here. Just curl wrap by number 2, Stewart. And Peyton Tatum on the stop by the Bearcats. Tatum, he's got 22 tackles on the year, 1 interception, and he also has 130 yards on the ground. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. It's 3rd and 1 for the Greyhounds. Ball's on the 35-yard line. One receiver to each side. Jackson's your quarterback. It's going to be handoff to your fullback right up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed like the Thanksgiving turkey. And that was Casey Matson and Mason Goers leading the way for the Bearcats, and Rylan Ray was also in there on the stop. That was number 6, Earl, and looks like Greyhounds are going to go for it. They got the first down last time on a little pass, so it's 4th and 2. Ball's on the 34-yard line. There's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. They're going to taking their time. They may take a timeout here. 8 seconds left on the play clock, and that looks like what they're going to do. And we'll take a little break with them. For Isaac Brown, I'm Zach Austin. You're watching Bearcat Football. We'll be right back. And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium. I have a score for you. Rising is up 6-0 over Jessieville. And want to thank our app sponsors for our app and new school website. Thank a couple of them. I'll give a couple more here in a minute. I want to thank 5B Properties and B Plus Rental and Saks RV Park. 4th and 2 from the 34. It'll be a toss over here to Roman on the right-hand side. He's got the first down. He was tackled by Randon Ironman Ray at the 38-yard line. I'm sorry, 39. Also want to thank Patriot Underground, Crowley City Service, Community National Bank, Stacy Holbert Photo Art, Gerald Baker Shield of Shelter Insurance. I want to thank these people. Did you say 20-0? Harding over 20? Oh, 28? And 2 minutes into the game. 2 minutes into it. Wow. Jackson, the pass, and good coverage by Randon. That was intended through number 26. That's your tight end, Siddons.
Number 30, Brandon Ray there breaks it up. The second hit for the Greyhounds. Stuttgart's got another touchdown. They lead 21-0 over Monticello. Crossett has a 14-0 lead on Pottsville. Gentry and Lamar scoreless going into the second quarter.
You got trips over here to the left. It's going to be tossed over here to Roman over here on the left-hand side. Good block there by the Greyhounds. Got a flag coming in. Brooks Herrera in there on the stop. And it's going to be a holding call against the Greyhounds. So that's going to back them up. Looks like Cody Elliott's going to come into the game for Booneville Bearcats on defense for Casey Manson. And glad to have Casey back, Isaac. You know, he's back last week against Perryville. Again, he got injured, and he sat out a couple weeks. And very glad to have him back. He was our leading tackler there for a little bit, and Cody's taken that over with 38 tackles on the year. Cody's done a real good job. I know I've said that before, but it just helps when you have the guys that you rotate in just step up, and then there's no real miss in production. You got trips to the right, one over here to the left. Jackson's your quarterback, remains. And he's got some pressure from the Cats. And that's going to be incomplete. Pressure from Goers and Plymel. That was intended to your fullback, number 6, Earls. That's 3rd down for the Greyhounds. Make it 3rd and 23. Ball's on the 26-yard line.
I think they wanted the outside three, and they had some running room. Plymel had Jackson under pressure. He was forced.
Also got a former Bearcat watching all the way up in Warwick, Rhode Island. It's Mr. Lonnie Barnum, and he's saying, go Cats, go Hogs, go Patriots. Thank you, sir, for your service, and thank you to all of the men and women out there that is serving or has served. I just want to say thank you. And got some pressure by the Cats. Got Plymel, Goers, and Ryland Ray in there applying the pressure on Jackson. So it's 4th down for the Greyhounds here. 2:20 left to go here in the first quarter. Cats are up 14-7. And that's going to bring on the punt team for the Greyhounds. Your quarterback's going to be the punter for the Greyhounds. Number 4, Jackson. Like I was saying, I want to say thank you to all the men and women out there that has served or is serving. Because quite honestly, without y'all and the sacrifice of others, we wouldn't be able to do stuff like this in the country we live in. So thank you.
And it's going to be down at the 45.
So it's going to be down at the 44-yard line.
Punter Dakota Jackson, the quarterback.
So your Cats are going to take over there with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. It is 14-7.
Yes, that's one thing with a rugby style punter. If I've seen it happen a couple of times in the NFL. He sees daylight, he might take out of there. Bentonville West leading Fort Smith Northside 7-6 first quarter.
And it's going to be a handoff to Ryland right up the middle.
He's going to get about 3.
Maybe 3 yards there on the carry.
Siddons on the stop once again for Salem.
Also, another veteran to give a shout out to. The very press box named after Don Elmore.
Blends it to this side of the field. Toss in motion and flags.
And going to have a flag. And so it'll be against the Greyhounds. I help the Cats out just a little. Make it second and short.
Touchdown, they missed the extra point. They trail Ozark 7-6.
Got a minute 35 left to go here in the first quarter. It is 2nd and 3 from the 48-yard line of the Greyhounds. Brooks goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to right up the middle to Ryland, and maybe a yard there. Got a whole slew of Greyhounds in there on the stop.
Got it down to the 46 before.
I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Jeremy Pruitt and his daughter Mackenzie Pruitt. They're watching the Bearcats. They love watching the Cats, and they say, "Go Cats."
15-0 now. Prescott over Lake Village.
And it's going to be a keeper by Randon right up the middle. He's got the first down up to about the 40, and he's going to be tackled right there by number 33, Birmingham, and number 18, Roman. 50 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. The Cats are driving.
Yes, indeed. We're under a minute to play, 40 seconds.
Dunn Daniels, your tight end on the right-hand side. Brooks goes in motion. Got another busted play. Randon's still on his feet, and Isaac, that's probably about one of the first times we've seen a busted play actually get busted.
Be a negative
It'd
play.
be a negative play, yeah. Thank you.
56 on the stop.
Well, that busted play earlier was also the same play, just to the other side as a counter.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Coach Crowley is not.
So that makes it 2nd and 13. 5 seconds. Looks like the Cats are going to run a play, and it's going to be pitch over here to Rocky on the right-hand side. Rocky cuts to the sideline, up to the 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Oh, it's going to be down at the 1. Man, this is when you need a pylon cam, folks. Good way to end the first quarter. Rocky Ross. And that's what, 41-yard run? Man, what a run by Rocky. Good blocking there by the line. Good blocking by Brooks over here on the right-hand side. And what a way to end the first quarter. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. And we're back here at Bearcat Stadium, home of champions. If you are just joining us, we talked with our band director, Mr. Brian Rhodes, earlier before the game in a little pregame interview, I guess we're calling these. And just talk about the band. He's been here 10 years now. They placed second last year at state, lost by 1 point last year. They was 3 points away this year, and they got third place. So him and Miss Rhodes are doing an awesome job, phenomenal job. And they've got a little tweak they did to the halftime show. So see if you folks notice it. The two boats are fighting out there on the field with the big flags. He said they've added a little bit something, see if we'll notice it. The Cats, they have scored on their first 2 possessions of the game. Rocky Ross runs about 40 yards or so, dives for the pylon a while ago at the end of the first quarter. And we have a touchdown by your Bearcats. That was Mr. Randon Ray on the touchdown. That makes it 20-7 with 11:57 left to go here in the second quarter. Got some more veterans we want to give a shout out to. Mercy Simpson says Larry Simpson, and also have David McDonald as well. Again, if you have any veterans that you want to give a shout out to, send us their names. Here's the kick, and high kick by Pablo. Man, it is good. So 21-7, Cats over the Greyhounds. Also another veteran, Laney Johnston. Also got another shout out. Tony Cooper would like to give a shout out to their veteran and former Bearcat, Caleb Draper. Peg Johnson, she says, go Cats. Also give a shout out to Faith and Maddie Means. And Maddie wanted me to give a shout out to their neighbor. Make sure I say her name right. Yes, their neighbor, Miss Peggy. To give a shout out to Uncle Bob. Not quite sure if he is working tonight.
No, he's here.
He's here. Oh,
Yep, I saw him.
got a fair catch by that 12, Carson Barker. So the Greyhounds are going to take over from their own 38-yard line. Got another shout out. Did I mess that up?
No, you're good.
There we go. High snap. Shotgun formation for the Greyhounds. Pass over here to your big tight end. You got a couple Cats in there on stop. Welling and Tatum. But Casey Matson and Randon Ray was the leading tackler. Jolene Baker wants to give a shout out to veteran and former Bearcat Gerald Baker, watching on a boat at Lake Ouachita. Now that'd be a way to watch the game. Also, Jacob Gregory, another veteran, got trips to the left, shotgun formation, and Jackson, a little bubble pass over here to Romaine, and I believe that was Mr. Mason Goers on the stop by the Bearcats. .45 left to go here in the second quarter. It's 21-7, Cats over the Greyhounds. Shotgun formation, two receiver to each side. Jackson's your quarterback, and they're going to be a false start against the Greyhounds. The Cats shifted there. Also got some more former Bearcats to give a shout out to and veterans. Daniel Schultz, Bob Woods, and Derek Davis.
10:38 left, second quarter. Booneville leading Salem 21-7.
I want to give a shout out to former neighbor, Mr. Barron Smith and Luke Smith, watching all the way in Clearwater, Texas. And Jackson's getting some pressure by Ray over here on the right-hand side, and he's just going to throw it away. And that's going to be a flag, and that's going to be intentional grounding against the Greyhounds.
There was no Salem Greyhound within 15 yards of that ball. just trying to get it away.
So there's no outside the tackle box, I guess, in high school. But anyways, Cats, Isaac, seems like they've made some adjustments. The Greyhounds have gone to shotgun. They've got some good pressure on the quarterback here, Jackson.
Yeah, not sure why they quit trying to run the ball.
I don't know.
They were pretty successful at it.
They was. We stopped them there a couple times, but they still gaining 2 or 3 yards there on the carries.
Well, especially their outside zone toss play.
Not sure if they're just trying to make up some quick ground here. Don't want to let it just slip away from them, or maybe they're just hoping to catch the Cats off guard, starting the game off, running the ball with Rahman. Hey, we went back some more?
Yeah, they marked it off 5 yards at a time.
Oh. Well, okay. So it's 4th and 19 from the 24-yard line. Your quarterback, Jackson's going to be your punter, and he does it rugby style. Brooks is your lone man deep. And pretty good little punt by Jackson. And let's see if Brooks, and it's going to be down at the 38. Looks like they're going to mark it 39-yard line. So the Cats are going to take over on their own 39 with 10 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Got another shout out. Brittany Porter, she wants to give a shout out to her husband. She's watching the game live right now, and she wants to give him a shout out. Said he's currently serving our country. Thank you, Tyler, or Typo. Got to play with Tyler back in high school. And Dax scoffs up over to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bearcats. Dax Goff. What was that, 60 yards? 39-yard line, so 61 yards. Dax Goff. And, yes, like Chuck and them just said, Isaac, race down here, running down there, just threw those hands up, trying not to make sure he wasn't going to get a holding call, because the Cats have had that several times this year. Guys trying to do what they're supposed to and block downfield, but get the holding call. And it is good. So that makes it 28-7. Cats over the Greyhounds. We'll keep it here, and we'll thank our sponsors for our app and BoonevilleBearcats.com. That is 5B Properties. If you want to give those guys a call, 849-6868. B Plus Rentals, Saks RV Park, Patriot Underground, Crowley City Service, Community National Bank, Stacy Holbert Photo Art, and Gerald Baker Shield of Shelter Insurance. Trying to get some scores here. Got to refresh. Ozark is up. No, sir, I didn't. What you got? 13-12, Danville over Manila. That would be a major upset. Well, I don't know if you say major upset. 5th seed against a 2 seed. So that's a pretty good upset. And ball's on the ground. And he's up over here on the left-hand side. And Brooks Herrera, Pablo gets in there as well. Cade Smith. That's Aiden Swingle, number 11, I believe.
Yep.
But I don't know if y'all caught that. Danville is up 13-12 over Manila. Danville's got a pretty good little quarterback. He had over 300 yards total a couple of weeks ago. I would watch out for him, kind of like Ethan said. They had some guys injured. While we didn't play them, they said it had like 3 guys injured in the game before, and then they're finally getting guys back. Kind of like Perryville. They were banged up earlier, but Perryville's kind of banged up at the moment. And Jackson's going to get the ball over here on the right-hand side, and he's going to get – I think he's going to lose probably about 3 yards there, Isaac. Looks like Johnny.
Casey Matson.
It's Brett Welling and Casey Matson, the leading tackler on that play. Dunn Daniel, Dax Goff in there on the stop. Center Point is up 6-0 over Osceola right now. And then Malvern is up 21-0 over DeWitt. And Crossit, they're up 28-0 over Pottsville.
Has another touchdown against Pottsville, leading the Apaches 28-0.
And Paris and Riverview's tied 7-7. That's in the second quarter.
Wants to throw.
And got a man over here on the left-hand side. That was Roman on the catch.
Kind of a long handoff, and you really have to say that.
So it's going to bring up third down for the Greyhounds. 3rd and 3 with 8:50 left to go here in the second quarter.
Yes, indeed. 8:41 left, second quarter. 28-7 Bearcats.
Let's see how many yards Roman's got. 8:30. 3rd and 3 from the 38. 49-0 Harding over West Fork in the second quarter. And Roman's got the ball. He's got the first down.
That was a direct snap to him. He lined up as quarterback.
Lined up his quarterback there.
Yep.
I was too busy looking down at my phone. I was like,
Well, they sort of hurried to the ball.
I would just keep giving to Roman. I was like, he's doing a good job. And then you can throw it out over here to your tight end, Siddons. Every once in a while, kind of just switch it up just a little. But we'll see what the Greyhounds are going to do here. Shotgun formation. And this is going to be a direct snap again. And he's going to be met by Dunn Daniel there. And still moving the pile. Looks like somebody's helmet come off. Got, I guess, a wild Greyhound version of the Wild Hog. And it looks like Ramon's going to have to come off the field.
Does here without their big runner in the game. Number 4 comes in for the Greyhounds. Well, that's Dakota Jackson getting the play from the side.
So far, Elijah Roman, he's got 72 yards on 9 carries. I formation for the Greyhounds. And it's going to be hand off to your fullback, Earls. He's got the first down, runs into the ref. And Casey Matson on the tackle for the Bearcats. I watched those on film and stuff, Isaac, but you never see it in a game. I don't think that's the first time I've seen a guy run into the ref.
Yeah, well, they ran a little trap play. He got caught on the backside of the play.
10, 15 more yards.
He sort of saved us there for a little bit.
He did save us a little. Casey was able to recover and make the stop. 7:12 left to go here in the second quarter. Greyhounds, they are going towards the end zone here. Earl, he's back there at halfback right now. And he's going to get the handoff on the right-hand side. And he's going to be stopped. Rylan Ray and Dax Goff on the tackle for the Bearcats.
Basham is the fullback. Roman is now back in.
Roman's coming back in. Number 24, he's going to go out. That's Bassam. He was in at fullback. Looks like we have shotgun formation. Earl is to the right. Roman's to the left of Jackson. One receiver to either side. And it's going to be handoff to Earl right up the middle. And he's still on his feet. He's dragging some cats with him. It's going to be 3rd and inches, Isaac. Welling's going to come in. I will say they've got some good runners in Earl and Roman. They've got some. Earl, he's really got some size to him.
That's why I don't understand why they abandoned it so early, trying to throw the ball a couple series.
Yeah, it kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, instead of being a 2-possession game, it's a 3-possession game.
And there's 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Now the Greyhounds do get the ball to start the second half. They're going to have a false start against the Greyhounds, so that's going to back them up 5. And I think that was Earl and Roman in the backfield.
There's 2-3 of them that jumped on the line, too.
That's probably going to be a little I figured just be like a direct snap to the left, you know, like a sweep. Well, I don't know if you call it a sweep. And looks, we're going to have the same formation. Earl and Roman's back there in the backfield. Roman's going to be quarterback in the Wild Greyhound.
Moved again.
Moved again.
24 did.
Coach, he's not happy. He's coming onto the field talking to his guys, or maybe the ref. I'm not sure.
Probably both.
Probably a little both.
The 24 did flinch right before the ball was snapped.
So Miss Chelsea Warren, she wants to give a shout out to some former Bearcats from the class of 2007. James Lettrell, he was out here last home game with the guards, leading them out here on the field. Aaron Russell and Jake Brown says, thanks, boys, and go Cats. So 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to go. Cats are up 28-7 over the Greyhounds of Salem. It's 3rd and 11. Ball's on the 35-yard line of the Cats. They've hurt themselves with some penalties, and it'll be a direct snap to Roman. He's in at quarterback right now in the Wild Greyhound. And Randon Ray on the stop for the Bearcats. And it looks like the Greyhounds are going to be at the 31-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down for them.
And 4th and 6.
4th and 6. So
they're probably going to go for it here.
you might as well go for it. Jackson, he's still not in at quarterback, so I don't know if either one of them's got a decent arm on him. Looks like they're going to take a timeout and talk it over. And we'll take a little break and be right back as well. You're watching Bearcat football. And we are back here at Bearcat Stadium, Shield Field, right off DJ George Drive, second layer of Don Elmore press box. First round of Arkansas High School playoffs. Your Cats are up 28-0 over the Salem Greyhounds. Isaac, they've hurt themselves with penalties. They was, 3rd and short.
They're 3rd and inches.
Yeah, in inches, and 3 false start penalties. And Jackson's back in at quarterback. Trips to the left. Earl is to the left of him as well. And he's looking over here. Probably high pass. Turn your head, Trace. Woo. Incomplete.
Yeah, needed to turn his head a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
He probably could have made a play on that ball.
Yeah. I was getting nervous that he's going to throw a pass interference because he really did. He turned his head at the last moment. But good coverage by Trace still. So we've got 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Chuck just told me a while ago at break, Manila's gone back up. It is 20-13, Manila over Danville. That's been playing at Manila. First playoff game in school history at home for the Lions of Manila. Again, the Cats or the Greyhounds will play the winner of the Lions and the Little Johns. And it's going to be Randon on the keeper on the left-hand side, and he's going to be wrapped up by number 15. I believe that's Trevor Lissering.
Rising on top of Jessieville 20-0. Rising Wildcats may be coming on right at the end of the year as they seem to do.
Yeah, you can never count Rising now.
Rocky Ross goes in motion for you, Cats. He's at left halfback. Brooks Herrera is your right halfback. Rylan Ray is your fullback. Ray Splanted is split out to the right. Dunn Daniels, your tight end on the left. Got a toss over here to Rocky on the right-hand side. Goes, good shoelace tackle there. That's number 2, Dalton Stewart. He's a junior for the Greyhounds.
we could get that block, he'd have been gone.
He'd been gone. Not many people can catch the flash. Trace Hall's going to come in. He's another quick guy for the Cats. And Dax Goff comes in as well. Again, coming into tonight's game, Dax has 716 yards, and Trace Hall has 234 yards. Got 3 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. It's 3rd and 4. And as we head off to on the backhand side of Dax, little sidestep. He's got the first down for your Bearcats. The Cats have all their timeouts left, and the Greyhounds only have 1 timeout left. 3:35 left to go here in the second quarter. Daniel comes out, and Cade Smith comes in. He's going to be split out here to the left-hand side. I'd like to give a shout-out to Jed Boyard. He is watching from Eureka Springs right now, another veteran. Also want to give a shout-out to Dummy Shepard, watching the game from Sugar Grove, Arkansas. Got a pitch over here to Trace Hall on the left-hand side. Trace, let's see if he can get away from Romine, I'm sorry. Oh, he never called it down. I thought he did. And good thing Dax Goff was there, and Trace Hall is slow to get up. So Trace he's coming off the field. Hopefully he's all right, a little banged up. May have just got a stinger. So Rocky Ross is going to come in for Trace. Good play there by Dax to pick it up. They never blown it dead. I kind of wondered if they did, honestly. And Roman, he was there try to get it, and Dax gets it, and lucky break for the Cats. Ran in under center. It's going to be a handoff to his brother right up the middle. And he's just bulldozing his way over people down to about the 15-yard line. Got a flag coming in late. Not sure what that is, as Ryland went all beast mode on him.
Yeah, I don't know what that would have been for.
I don't know. It's coming from your back judge. So I don't know if that'd be a late.
Well, he had 2 flags.
2 flags, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a holding call or a face mask. I don't know. I'm thinking this.
There must be 2 different
things. Nope. March 1 against the Cats. I'm betting. They never did give the signal, did they? Here we go. Personal foul? Is that what that is? That blindside block against the Cats. Again, that'd be, your crackback block, ear hole. Those aren't legal. Back when we played, that you could do that all day long and not get in trouble for it, but
yeah.
They have made that a rule now that you cannot do. The guy has to be looking at you for you to hit him, pretty much. That takes away all the good hits. And Ray Splants, it's wide open. Touchdown, Bearcats. Brandon Notterman Ray to Race Blancett, 32 yards. Boy, he was wide open. Race does a good job blocking, and very good reward for Trace, or for Race. Good play call by Doc Crowley and your Booneville Bearcat coaching staff. There's a snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 2:16 left to go here in the second quarter, your Booneville Bearcats are up 35-7 over Salem. We'll take a little break. Be right back. You're watching Bearcat football. back here at Bearcat Stadium is Pablo's kick. And it's going to drop at the 15 and goes back. Cody Elliott in the pursuit and Dunn Daniel as well. And he's going to be stopped at the 9-yard line. Good job by Peyton Tatum, Cody Elliott, Dunn Daniel. Good job on the kick coverage there by you Booneville Bearcats. Ozark is up 13-6 over Huntsville right now. Stuttgart, they're up 35-0 over Monticello. That's in the second. 12-8 center point over Osceola. So Seminoles and the Knights got a good game going on. And Romine's going to get the ball on the left-hand side. He got a flag. I thought he threw a flag. Got a little help from his offensive lineman there pushing him. That's something else that we couldn't do back in the day. That's allowed now. Aiding the runner is what that used to be called. But the Greyhounds, they're doing a good job pushing, getting a little extra. Face mask against the Bearcats. So it'll be a 15-yard face mask. Looks like Trace Hall's got an ice pack over here on his arm. Again, Manila's still up 20-13 over Danville. Riverview and Paris is still tied 7-7 on the score I've got. And Glen Rose is up 14-7 over Dollarway. Ray Splenson's going to be in at corner for Trace Hall. Shotgun formation for the Greyhounds. And he's got some pressure. And incomplete. That was a back shoulder throw. That was, I think, to your tight end, number 26, Siddons. Ray Splenson in coverage there. That's a good throw. That'd been a nice try to catch it too. Looks like Siddons is kind of banged up a little. 1:39 left to go here in the second quarter. It's 2nd and 10 for Salem. Ball's on their own 31-yard line. Lance Brown, he's watching from Dodge City, Kansas. He said, "Go Cats." And intercepted by Randon Ray over here at the 40-yard line. He cuts over to the 30, 25, down to the 20 now. Cuts back to the 10, to the 5. And he's going to be wrapped up about the 3-yard line. And we've got a little extracurricular going on. And I give the young man from Salem some respect over there, number 50, helping his teammate. You know, go on, man. We don't need that right now. You know, and give the young man and his parents some credit right there. So it's going to be 1st and go for you Booneville Bearcats. With 1:26 left to go here in the second quarter. 36-6. Prescott over Lake Village, Chuck says. That's on the top side of the bracket. Now the Cats do have the freshmen out here on the field tonight. They are they're not dressed out, but they've got the jeans on and everything and jerseys. Ray Splints is split out to the right. Dunn Daniel split out to the left. Ross is your left halfback. Dax Goff goes in motion from the right halfback position. And it's going to be a handoff to Ryland right up the middle. Touchdown, Bearcats. With 1:23 left to go here in the second quarter. It is 41-7 Cats over the Greyhounds. So Cade Smith's going to do your long snapping. Brooks Ferrer is your holder. And Pablo Guadacos Ferrer. Kick is up. And it is good. It is 42-7. Cats over the Greyhounds. Nikki Ross Kent is watching from Oak Grove, Louisiana. So glad she gets to watch. And says, "Go Cats." And Cunningham says, "Go team, go." And Debbie DeWitt says, "Good luck, guys. Go Cats." Ruth Green, she was cheering on the Cats as well. have to give a shout out to John Goers. He is here tonight. He's not in Chicago. He's in Booneville, Arkansas, watching the Bearcats take on the Salem Greyhounds. And he says, "Go Cats," and let's go Mason Goers. So Pablo will be doing the kicking for the Cats. Back deep. That's number 11. Swindle and Downs is your other guy back there. Downs is going to fit it on the right-hand side. And he's going to be tackled right on the hash marks at the 31-yard line by Peyton Tatum and Tatum Rice. 1:17 left to go here in the second quarter. It is 42-7. Isaac, and the game's kind of escalated quickly for the Cats.
Well, turnovers help a lot.
Turnovers do help a lot.
Penalties help a lot too. It's
Yeah.
like the 3rd and inches got turned into 3rd and 11.
Yeah, I mean at that point it was 28-7 at that point. They were going towards the end. They was driving, and we was having a hard time stopping them. I'd be flat out honest with you, you know.
Yep. Once again, I don't understand why they abandoned the run, but they may start running here.
And a little trick,
Trap.
and Earl dives forward, and Casey Manson on the stop for the Cats. I tell you, Earl and Roman, they're doing a good job. The offensive line is doing a good job blocking for them. But they got some tough runners in those two guys right there. What we got?
This official was saying it was a first down, but where he had it marked was not a first down.
Oh. Well,
They gave him a first down anyway.
it's a first down for the Greyhounds. So shotgun formation again for the Greyhounds. Earl's to the left of Jackson. Roman's to the left of him. Earl, I'll spit it out here in a second, folks. Earl gets nowhere. And Rylan Ray in there on the stop for your Booneville Bearcats. 35 seconds left to go here in the first half. We're going to have two receivers to each side. Jackson's your quarterback. Earl is to the right of Jackson. Romine's to the left of him. And he's looking over here to the left, and he's going to throw it. And just overthrown. Good coverage by Blansett. And he's got a good arm on him, Isaac, but he's just throwing it, honestly, to the sidelines. I mean, the wrong side of the sidelines. And that's not helping him any. Wow, 56-0 Clarendon over Bearden. They got a couple of Razorback commits down there at Clarendon. And won't be some. Here's the pass. Incomplete. Chase Plymell applying the pressure to Jackson there. So there's 3 seconds left. It's 4th down for the Greyhounds. 4th and 9 from the Greyhounds' own 42-yard line. Might as well go for it. Are they going to try a hook and ladder? You're going to go for Hail Mary? You're just going to take a knee and go in? Or are you going to run it? Wow. Crossett's up 42-0 over Pottsville, Mr. Truck says. So 2 receivers to each side. Earl is to the right of Jackson. Sidney's your big tight ends on the right-hand side. Roman's over there on the left. They're throwing to the big tight end. Intercepted again by Randon Ray. And that's going to be the final play of the first half. Your Booneville Bearcats are up 42-7 over the Salem Greyhounds. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back and let you enjoy your halftime show. For Isaac Brown, I'm Zach Austin. You're watching Bearcat Football.
Tonight the band performs selections from the state competition halftime show.
Great job as well.
Adventures on the High Seas, Movement 1. High Seas Fantasy, Movement 2. Seas Champions Battle, and Movement 3, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Seriously, I
think you used the word profound.
I did use it.
Yes.
Yes.
So
how's it going so far? Good?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
We're taking care of business.
Take care of business. Got nervous early.
He must be running a little bit different offense because our defense is different. You know, I've seen it all year as far as like, look, as far as Mason. Mason's just, where he's usually containing on the outside, he's just boom. So I think that we're trying to contain with our D-backs and our corners, not so much. Yeah, not so much with the linebackers. So, anyways, you know the Booneville score?
So you guys both school at Booneville? Yeah, okay. Your children, you're from Wheaton, right? You were up in Wheaton? Okay, how'd you like it?
Yeah.
Drum major Ian Shackelford, is your band ready?
Booneville come here and have to play us.
You may embark on a halftime adventure.
I live in Geneva.
Yes.
You know where Geneva is? Probably, yeah. So, yeah, we're in Wheaton all the time. The kids like to go to Tutu's, the little train restaurant. Yeah. So, Wheaton's a beautiful campus. Very nice. And Zach, where'd you go to school? Did you go to school?
Yeah.
Here?
Kids, they're both children of teachers.
Okay,
Their
gotcha.
moms both taught.
I graduated a year before him. We're actually brothers.
Are you really?
He married my little sister.
Oh, gotta keep that in the family, right? I guess so. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
Works with his dad. Like, when dad comes home from work,
Yes.
he helps his
Your
dad.
dad's the plumber, right? Oh, air conditioning. That's our HVAC, yes. Sorry about that.
French horn soloist Ozzy Ramirez and trombone soloist Aaron Rose.
And what you guys do when you're not doing this?
We work with Rockline. He's a electrical engineer and I'm a lineman.
Okay, what is Rockland?
Take that walk.
Oh, that's right. I think he was talking about that. Okay. So you do all the private label for all the different brands, I assume? Okay. How's business? Good?
Good.
You guys are cleaned up? I see.
Yeah.
And where's Rockland located? Rockland is
Just straight east of town.
Oh, okay. They're white then. Yeah. All right. Very good. How long you guys been with Rockland? 7 years. Okay. And when did you graduate high school? Did you start like right after high school? Great. Did you guys need anything at all? You said you sure you're good? All right, very good. Thank you once
Please
again.
connect with me for
No,
next.
seriously, I love watching you guys and listening to you. I mean, it's great for my family because I grew up in Chicago, but that was my first game face to face. Yeah, I was at one in Grants, the Grants tonight, basketball. Mason just play basketball, but I've never seen Mason play football live, so it's just special for me. So I appreciate it very much. So, thanks for everything you guys do. So just next time he makes a tackle, just say tackled by Masonator Gourds. Masonator Gourds, yeah. That'll be great. Then my dad will know that I'm
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you, sir. Thank you. Take care, guys. Appreciate it. You too.
Did you come?
Yeah, I was there.
Great.
Yes, I mean, I'm still not coming to most of them.
Different class.
So, I mean, I'll be there.
Take care.
The band's under the direction of directors Brian Rhodes and Angela Rhodes, and color guard sponsor Karen Gall. These remarkable musicians recently competed at War Memorial Stadium on November 1st at the Arkansas State Marching Competition, where they earned the third place bronze medal. Way to go, Bearcat Band. Enjoy the rest of the game and go Bearcats!
Looking at the other side of the bracket, that they had a lengthy delay at Manila.
All right, and we are back here, folks. Just got done talking with Mr. Goers, Mr. John Goers. Actually just lives very close to where Isaac went to school up there at Wheaton. So that's pretty interesting to find out. Honored to meet him, glad to meet him. The Cats, they're up 42-7. It's a pretty good night for you Bearcats. Manila just scored, had a long run, so it's 26-13 Manila over Danville. Thank you, Chuck. Again, the winner of this game plays the winner of that game. If the Cats hold out here, game will be here. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. But refresh real quick, and then we'll talk, kind of recap the first half for you, and we'll talk about some other sports. And let's see, some other scores. Let's see, Ozark and 4A, they're up 20-6 at halftime over Huntsville. Let's see, Hackett and Bismarck in a close game. That's being played at Hackett. It's 8-6 at halftime. And then, wow, Melbourne is up 40-0 over Perryville. That's at halftime.
Over Perryville?
Over Perryville, yeah. Melbourne's
Really?
up. Yep.
Wow.
Riverview and Paris, they've got a tight game going on over there, north side of Logan County. It's 7-7 at halftime. And then Glen Rose is up 21-6 over Pine Bluff Dollarway, and Prescott's up 43-6 over Lake Village. Harrisburg and Camden Harmony Grove, they're below us on the bracket, and below Danville and Manila. That is 14-0. Harrisburg over Camden Harmony Grove at halftime. Wow. McGee is up 48-0 over Walnut Ridge, and Rosin's up 20-0 over Jessieville. That's at halftime. And refresh my phone here. All right, so the Cats, they got the ball first. And let's see, get my notes brought up here correctly. All right, so Cats kick off, or not the Cats didn't kick off, the Greyhounds did. And the first two times they kicked off, they did onside kicks. Hit their guys, and your Cats got the ball, went down the field, and Randon goes in 10 yards for a touchdown. The Cats are up 7-0. We kick off to them, and they do a good job of running. They convert on a 4th and 6. And they completed the pass. Jackson completed a pass to Siddons on 4th down, and then Elijah Roman runs 41 yards for a touchdown. The game was tied 7-7 with 8:21 left to go in the first quarter.
If you're not part of the football team or the cheerleading squad, if you stay off the track, please stay off the track. We've had it freshly painted. Please stay off the track.
And people's being told to stay off the track here. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. The Greyhounds kicked off, another onside kick. The Cats get it in Greyhound territory again. The Cats drive down the field. A couple runs by Ray and Ross. And Brooks Herrera, he had 11-yard run. And then Randon, he goes in from 7 yards out, makes it 14-7 with 5:20 left to go in the first quarter. Greyhounds get the ball back. And Rahman, he runs 27 yards. Then they get into 3rd and 1. Jacob Earls, he ran down to the 34-yard line. Greyhounds took a timeout from there. And then it was 4th and 2 for them. And Roman, he was able to get the first down for him. And then a little bit later is they had let's see, they had an incomplete pass and a holding call, and so that kind of hurt them. They had a couple penalties on a couple drives later. We'll get to that here in a second. They wound up having to punt for the first time tonight. The Cats get the ball, and then had a run by Rowland, a couple runs by Rowland and Randon, and then Rocky Ross, he takes off for 41 yards, and he gets tackled at the 1-yard line at the end of the first quarter. Knocks the pylon over. That's been time we could have had a pylon camera. It would have been nice, but there's no telling what those things cost either. So that was the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, the Cats score from 1 yard out. Brandon Ray does. Kickoff to the Greyhounds. And Greyhounds, this is the series they started passing, and me and Isaac was talking, wasn't quite sure why they have really abandoned the run. They're doing a good job moving the ball, Isaac. But this is the drive they started passing. They get an offensive false start, so it backs them up. It's a 3rd and 14 for them, and then he gets sacked. So it's 4th down. They got to punt again. And then Dax Goff, that's when he goes 61 yards for a touchdown. And then at that point, it's 28-7. Greyhounds get the ball back, and then Jackson, he winds up getting sacked again by Brett Welling, and Casey Matson assisted him on that. Then it's 2nd and 13. He completes a pass to Roman, and then from there it's 3rd and 3, and he gets the first down. Roman does, and they get the ball. It's 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line, their own 44, that is. And then this is when they get down to the 3rd and 1. 3rd and inches is what it was. And it was 28-7 at that point, and they were driving, and that's when they get the false starts. I think there was 2 of them in a row. And then Brandon Ray makes a tackle, and it's 4th and 7. They call a timeout, and then they tried for a pass again, and it was incomplete. Cats get the ball, and Ray's got a couple runs. Daxgoff had a run. Trace Hall had a good run over here, and he got injured. He was icing his arm, and hopefully Trace is okay. And then Randon, that's when he threw that 32-yard touchdown pass. What happened? Okay, folks, we're back. Sorry, we're trying to get. We got another camera borrowed from our church, Starting Point Magazine. Give a shout out to Hank and Rhonda, our pastors, and Jake and Allison, youth pastors at church. Do an awesome job and great leaders. Letting us borrow the camera, trying to get it hooked up with the scoreboard, and had something up working. It looked awesome. Kind of froze the computer though, so we had to get off of that. So that's why I quit talking. So got 2 minutes to go until start of the second half. I'll just kind of pick up where I left off. Brandon Ray in the second quarter. Again, if you just join us, recapping the first half for you folks. We're talking about the second quarter here. Brandon Ray threw a 32-yard pass to Race Blanchett Isaac, and Race was wide open, nobody around him at all.
Yeah, we lulled them to sleep running the ball like we usually do. And then we kick off to the Greyhounds, and let's see here. Mason had a tackle. Then they called us for a face mask, so they get a first down. And then they have an incomplete pass, and then the pass was intended to one of the guys on the, let's see, who is it? To number 11, Swingle, but that's when Brandon Ray intercepted it. Runs it all the way down to the 3-yard line, and then Rolling goes in with 1:23 left to go in the first half. And that's when it made the score 42-7, and that's where we're at now. Greyhounds had the ball to finish the half. They ran it some with Earl, and they will get the ball, Isaac, to start the second half. Yep, they will.
And I'll give you some stats, and we'll kind of talk a little bit more. Salem had 34 plays for 140 yards, 14 minutes and 38 seconds time of possession, 19 carries for 111 yards, 5 of 15 passing for 29 yards, and 2 interceptions. Both the interceptions been made by Brandon Ray. And Brandon actually intercepted the ball to start the second half. And then the Greyhounds, they have 6 penalties for 37 yards, 2 punts averaging about 32 yards. The Booneville Bearcats have 25 plays for 286 yards of offense, 9 minutes, 22 seconds time of possession. We have 24 carries for 254 yards, and then 32 yards through the air. The leading rusher for the Greyhounds is going to be number 18, Roman. 11 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown, followed by Earl. He's got 37. Leading receiver is also Roman. He's got 13 yards. Leading tackler for the Greyhounds is Draper with 3.5. Roman's got 3. For your Bearcats, Brandon Ray's 1 of 1 passing, 32 yards. Dax Goff leads the way. Says with 67 yards. Rocky Ross has 61. Brandon's got 50. Ryland's got 43. Trace Hall has 22. Brooks Herrera has 11 yards. Casey Matson has 5 tackles. Dax Goff and Mason, the Masonator Goers. That's from Mr. John Goers. I'll try to announce it. He wanted me to announce it when he makes a tackle, but I'll get it in right now as well. They both have 3 tackles each. Brandon and Ryland Ray each have 2.5. Brett Welling and Peyton Tatum have 2 tackles. Again, Manila has scored another touchdown earlier, and it's 28-13 Manila over Danville right now. Good kick, and it's going to be fielded by Downs at the 12-yard line. He cuts over to the right-hand side, still up on his feet, and Pablo's going to hold on to him and throw him down. Pablo Guericos Ferrer, and he's going to throw him down at the 45-yard line. Pablo's got himself a couple tackles tonight, and Isaac, it's a good thing he held on to him because otherwise he'd been gone.
Yep, he would have gotten way behind everybody.
He's not afraid to make tackles. And
He's not.
I'm not saying he's the only kicker. He's not the only kicker we've had that's been afraid to make tackles, but foreign exchange student from Spain, first time playing American football. What we got here? Is that going to be a horse collar? Did they ever give? Either way, the Greyhounds have the ball in Bearcat territory on the 40-yard line. So 2 receivers over here to the left, 1 to the right. Earl is to the right of Jackson. Jackson is looking over here.
Got a pass over here intended to Romine. Incomplete. Brooks was in coverage.
Brooks Herrera was in coverage. He had Romine, but he just led him a little too far.
Do have a shout out, Miss Holly Marsh. She's watching from Greenwood, and she wants to give a shout out to her husband Brandon, an Army veteran who served in Iraq. So thank you, Brandon, for your service. Thank you, Holly, for watching. I just figured I'd wait until the second half started. I saw that you had messaged me at the end of the first half, and just figured it'd be better to do it in the second half. Give a shout out to her and her husband. And again, thank you to all you veterans out there, ones that are serving and have served. Without you, we wouldn't be able to have stuff like this. And we live in an awesome country. We're blessed to live in a country like this to do things we love. And it's intercepted by Blazin Jones. It was tipped by Brooks Herrera. Blazin Jones. And that's going to be a Booneville Bearcat ball.
It was actually a Salem man that touched it first. I think 2 Salem players.
Let's see.
I don't know if I got it.
We was trying to show the replay for you, folks.
Well, no, that's.
Oh,
And here we go with some of the second team.
we was playing it back. Nice.
Yeah. We were watching it live for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way. It's on like a 10-second delay.
Okay. So it looks like Rollins coming out. Got second string guys in. Do want to get your starting offensive line mentioned here. Matt O'Bar's your center. Your left tackle or left guard is Johnny Barnes. Left tackle is Mason Goers. Dax Goff goes in motion as Peyton Tatum's your quarterback. Cody Elliott's got the ball up to the 35, 40, 50. Come on, Cody. Down to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cody Elliott. 81 yards, first touchdown of the year, and that puts him over 100 yards rushing on the year. Boy, Cody has got some speed. I like watching Cody. He's a good player. He kind of reminds me of a younger Casey Matson when Casey was a sophomore and junior. But he had a good run last week that would have put him over 100 yards rushing in the game, but it was called back for holding, as like Chuck just mentioned. But coming into tonight's game, I've got it wrote down here. Cody had 14 carries for 94 yards and 38.5 tackles, 38.5 tackles and 2.5 tackles for loss. So that puts him over 100 career rushing yards. Snap and the kick is up. It was almost blocked by number 2, Stewart.
I think he was a little offsides, but you don't have a line judge over there, or
Yeah, line judge.
yeah. So there's nobody over there to actually look at that.
So it's 49-7, running clock, 7:47 left to go here in the third quarter. Cody Elliott, what a run.
Yeah, he's due for one.
He was due for one big time. Brooks Herrera is also due for one. He's had a couple long runs, but he hadn't had a super long run for a touchdown. So let's see. How many guys do the Cats have? They have rushed for 100 yards total. I'll get that.
Don't forget to be on the lookout for the Black Dog 479 Nutrition. Good of the game. Player will be announced after the game on Facebook for a bag of jerky and nutrition drink. Don't forget, if you're still hungry after the game, Black Dog Meat Company and 479 Nutrition will be open with a full menu of sandwiches, burgers, and nutrition drinks.
The team has 9 guys that have rushed for 100 career rushing yards, or 100 yards rushing this season total. I think that's pretty good. And Downs is going to field it over at the 10-yard line, and he's going to be wrapped up. Who was that on the tackle there? Dunn Daniel on the stop. So it's 6:26 left to go here in the third quarter. But yeah, nine ball carriers have 100 yards rushing this year. That's a shout out to your offensive line, big time. Shotgun formation, and it's gonna be handed off to Earl right up the middle, and Dunn Daniel and Chase Plumell holding on to him, and gets him down. Looks like Brett Welling in there on the stop as well. Looks like Tayton Rice, number 57. Garrick Barr, number 24. Ferris Daines, number 53, is coming in. Cameron Osborne is coming in, number 70. And Mason, the Masonator goers, he's coming out. I didn't get to say that as he was making a tackle. Nowhere on defense, but your other offensive line that I was wanting to give a shout out to. Your right guard is going to be Mr. Brett Welling, and your right tackle is Mr. Casey Matson. Romine's got the first down and tripped up by Race Blancett, and he gets into Bearcat territory. If he didn't get a hold on, he'd been gone, Isaac.
Yeah, he's a little shifty running through there.
Yeah.
So
I will say, I'll give a shout out to their offensive line. We got a official timeout.
shoe, tying the shoe.
Tying the shoe.
Yeah, their line's getting a lot. They're causing a lot of trash there. That way their our linebackers can't scrape very good.
Well, looks like they've stopped the clock. Got an official timeout. So Roman's going to come out and then bring on number 17, Downs. So they're going to start the clock. Yeah, it's like Coach Goers was saying, you know, our defense is kind of doing some different stuff, you know, kind of to combat with what the Greyhounds are doing on offense. One receiver to each side, and it's going to be a handoff to Earl right up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by Peyton Tatum and 24, Garrick Barr, I believe. And Brendan Dove as well. But, you know, he was talking about, you know, our linebackers usually, outside linebackers like Mason, they'll kind of contain runs and stuff, but, you know, he's been shooting the gap and stuff to try to help stop Roman and Earl. Jackson's going to be quarterback. And it's going to be hand off to Earl right up the middle. Spin move by him, and he's going to be close to a first down. Brendan Dove on the stop. Cody Elliott and Garrick Barr.
Breakfast, that's December the 4th. Sponsored by the Lions Club 67th Annual at the Booneville Community Building on Old Street in Booneville.
Do want to give a shout out to Sean Bledsoe. I'm sure he's probably here at the game, but he's doing good. He's able to come back to work. What was that, Wednesday?
Yep.
Or Thursday, I believe. And it's a handoff to Roman over here on the left-hand side. And Brooks is going to get him at the 31-yard line. But first down for the Greyhounds. But glad to see Sean Bledsoe back at work. First time back at work since he's got COVID. Just a tremendous miracle story of what God did for him. Awesome testimony that he has. And just so thankful and just thank God that he helped him. And just glad that he's back at work. Going to be shotgun formation. Two receivers over here to the left. Jackson's your quarterback still. And it's going to be a pass. And a little curl route. And it's, Blazin' Jones almost had another interception. The Cats have 3 interceptions tonight, which puts them at 21 turnovers for the year. Give a shout-out to Philip Robertson watching from O'Reilly's. I don't know if I gave you a shout-out earlier, Philip. If not, you got another one, Ben. So if you need any parts or anything, go hit our guy Philip up at O'Reilly's, and he'll try to hook you up with what he's got, or he'll try to get something ordered for you, I'm sure. Jackson is going to hand off to Roman on the right-hand side, pursued by Cameron Osborne. And Cody Elliott in there as well. And Brendan Dove.
Robinson has blown it open against Mills. That last time we checked, it was 7-0. It's now 35-0.
Looks like Jackson's going to come up under center, trips to the right, and there'll be a little toss over here to the right-hand side. Good hole over there. He's going to have the first down. Tate Rice is going to push him out of bounds. And so the Greyhounds are going to have a first down about the 17 with 1:23 left to go here in the third quarter.
The play's been there all day for them.
All day.
Yeah, 1:14 left. Still driving at the Booneville 18-yard line.
Wow.
Be a good game, even though Gurdon's the
Did you say 22-20 Junction over Gurdon? And Romine gets the ball on the left-hand side
taken down
by Ferris Danes and Blazin' Jones.
Danes at 15.
Let's see.
We'll call it 7 from 15.
Glenn Parrish put that Elliott's 81-yard touchdown run is the longest run in playoff history.
Wow. So Cody Elliott's 81-yard run is the longest in playoff history by a Bearcat. And they'll fake the pitch over here, and it's going to be handoff to Earl on the backhand side. And Brooks Herrera, just a body slam. That'd be a black dog. That ought to be black dog hit of the week right there. That's a good hit. Let's see, got some scores. McGee's up 54-0 over Walnut Ridge. Let's see. Pine Bluff, Dollarway, and Glen Rose is in relatively close game. It's 27-12 at halftime. Glen Rose over Dollarway. And that was the final play of the third quarter. We'll just keep it here, and we'll give you a couple more scores. Harding is up 56-0 over West Fork. That's in the fourth quarter. And Bismarck has scored. It's 12-8 Bismarck over Hackett. And let's see. Harding, they'll play Rosin. If Rosin is continuing to hold on, let's see if we can see the Rosin score. Rosin's up 34-7 over Jessieville, so Rosin will have to make a trip to Searcy next week. Let's see. Is there the Osceola score? Center Point is up 15-8. Fearless still says it's at halftime. Again, the winner of that Center Point and Osceola will travel to Charleston next week and take on Coach May and the Tigers. Wow, looks like Manila has scored another touchdown. It's 35-19 at halftime. Manila over Danville. So if Manila holds on to win, and she almost hit the window up here. Man, we didn't have the camera. I tried to get them to throw one in here. And touchdown Greyhounds from 7 yards out to start the fourth quarter. So 49-13 Cats over the Greyhounds.
Making it 49-13. Ignacio Perez on point.
And let's see.
Tell you there's an update from Manila. They now lead
Camden or Harrisburg was up over Camden Harmony Grove 14-0 at halftime. And then Darlaway was losing to Glen Rose 27-12. Glen Rose and Darlaway winner will play Camden Harmony Grove and Harrisburg winner. So if Harrisburg wins, they're the 4th seed from Conference 3, which is Harding's conference. Oh, Conference 3. I am totally wrong. Wow, that surprises me. I'm wrong, Isaac. I'm supposed to know this stuff right here. Anyways, Conference 3 is Osceola's conference, Manila's conference. So Harrisburg's the 4th seed from that conference. Camden Harmony Grove is the 2 seed from McGee's conference. Harrisburg is winning, so if they win, they'll travel to Glen Rose next week if Glen Rose and Harrisburg hold out for the rest of their games. Those are below us, and that could be a quarterfinal matchup if the Cats make it past the second round next week. So.
You're back here at Bearcat Stadium, and after what Manila Salem has done, we're not sure who's going to kick it off. Perez is the
So let's see. They've been doing onside kicks.
They have.
Birmingham's, like Chuck said, has done the last couple onside kicks, but Lopez is their kicker. He's teeing it up right now. Looks like he's going to do it.
also facing a kickoff, so we'll see who kicks it off this time.
And
Perez this time.
that's Perez. I'm sorry, number 8. Good kick. And it's going to be fielded by Ross at the 4-yard line. Rocky, little juke move over here to the sideline, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds about the 22-yard line. All right, let's see. On the top side of the bracket, a while ago when I was looking, Cedarville was beating Atkins 22-14. I come across their live stream. Caleb Johnson, he says, "Go Cats."
It's not on Fearless right now. Nobody's reported on it, these.
Right. So Cedarville and Atkins, the winner of that game plays Hoxie. McGee was winning big time, and they'll play probably Melbourne. Melbourne was up like 40-0 over Perryville, so Melbourne will take a trip down to McGee. And Brooks goes in motion. It's going to be hand off to Elliott up the middle. He gets maybe a yard, 2 yards there by Cody Elliott. Give a shout out to your second offensive line here. Gage Burchard, number 76, is going to be your center. Cedarville is up 22-12 over Atkins with 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the third quarter. So the winner of that game will play Hoxie at Hoxie. Dunn Daniels in at halfback. He gets the pitch over here on the right-hand side, and he sheds a tackle, and he's maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Well, yeah.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. And if his run at Atkins, Dunn would have over 100 yards rushing this year. So that would have been 10 guys, but since that was called back, there's only 9 guys, which still is a good, in my opinion, a good statement by your offensive line and your coaching staff to have 9 guys that have rushed for at least 100 yards this year. The rest of your offensive line, though, for you Booneville Bearcats out here, your left side, number 74, your guard, is going to be Crosby. And then, let's see, that's going to be Cameron Osborne at your left tackle. Peyton Tatum is your quarterback, and he's going to be the guy keeping the ball there. It is 4th down now for your Bearcats with 7:42 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 49-14, Cats over the Greyhounds. Desmond Colley, number 40, is in at receiver over here on the left-hand side. He has been in for the last little bit. And number 15, that's Skylar Shelton on the other side at receiver.
I think they're going to take a timeout.
Looks like the Cats will take a timeout. So we'll take a little timeout with them. With 7:11 left to go here in the ball game, your Bearcats are up 49-14 over the Greyhounds. For Isaac Brown, I'm Zach Austin. You're watching Bearcat football. And Ryland Way with the punt. Wow. That's a lineman back there catching the ball. Little sidestep. Good move by the lineman. Good hit by the Masonator. Oh, got that in there, John. Cody Elliott in there as well on the stop for the Cats. Was that 54 or 56 on the return? He had some good side moves there. Luke Foster. 59, Lucas Foster. A senior. What? I don't know what. So got a penalty going against the Cats. I don't know what that's for. So a couple other guys out here on defense for your Cats. You got Garrick Barr in there at linebacker. Tate Ross is in at middle linebacker. And here's going to be a pass to your tight end. Almost tipped by Race Blancett, and he's going to go in. It's going to be a touchdown from 39 yards out with 5:40 left to go in the game. It's 49-20. Cats over the Greyhounds. So 39-yard pass on a little flag route from your tight end, number 26. And the kickoff, or not the kickoff, the PAT is good. But Siddons on a little flag route goes 39 yards for a touchdown with 5 minutes left to go here in the ball game. PAT was good, so it's 49-21.
Salem, or whoever decides to kick it off. Booneville's anticipating an onside kick.
All right, we're back here at Bearcat Stadium. Technically, we never really left.
We're just quiet.
I was just quiet, reading. Cats are preparing for an onside kick, but a long kick. Ross is going to field it at the 10, and he cuts over here to the right-hand side. Got a couple guys out there in front of him to block. Rocky still up on his feet over to midfield. And he's going to be dragged down at the 37-yard line. That's going to set up good field possession for the Cats.
Good return there.
Very good return. Good blocking by the kick return guys. Brendan Dove, Blazing Jones out there blocking for him, as well as some of the others out there. Let's see. Looks like Rylan Ray is in at fullback. And off first string offensive line's back out there. Peyton Tatum, though, he's going to be still in at quarterback. Race Blancett is going to come out. Kate Smith is in at receiver. Rocky Ross is your left halfback. Brooks Herrera is your right halfback. Brooks goes in motion. It's going to be PT on the keeper. Peyton still on his feet. And I don't know if that was somebody's shoe or what just got thrown off. It looks like a brace, yeah. And Cameron Osborne's going to coming in for Mason. Excuse me. Got Purple Rain going on in the background. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the game. It's 49-21. Cats over the Greyhounds. The Bearcats are taking their time. Wow, Riverview is up 14-10 over Paris. That's in the fourth quarter. Brooks goes in motion. It's going to hand off to. Going to be a penalty against the Cats. Fourth quarter. Yep. So 14-10, Riverview up over Paris. That's being played at Paris. The winner of that game is going to play the winner of the Newport-Lincoln game. So it looks like the Cats are going to go into victory formation. Got a minute and 28 seconds left to go here in the ball game. So the Cats are going to take on the winner of Manila and Danville. Manila was leading 35-19 at halftime over Danville. That's being played at Manila. The Cats will be at home next week for round 2 of playoffs. Got a couple guys. Looks like number 52 has come in. That's Evan Cage. He's a sophomore. And Peyton's going to take the snap here and just take a knee. And Ryland just pulls him back. I don't know if we got a little jawing going on, if he's wanting to protect his quarterback. And so that's going to be the final play of the ball game. Your Booneville Bearcats are going to win 49-21 over the Salem Greyhounds. Center Point is up over Osceola 15-8.
I don't know if that's third or fourth.
There's 45.5 seconds left.
It's the third.
I wonder if it's the third quarter. They're not, because Center Point's got the ball. So, yeah, I bet that's the third quarter. All right. So I will refresh my phone a couple times, give you some stats, give you some scores, and go over the playoff bracket just a little bit one more time. Give one more refresh of the phone. All right. Salem Greyhounds had 48 plays for 248 yards of offense. And your Booneville Bearcats only had 32 plays for 365 yards of offense. So that's 2 weeks in a row the Cats have around 30 plays. But Salem, they had 29 minutes and 53 seconds time of possession. Salem had 29 rushes for 180 yards, 6 of 9 passing for 68 yards. Had 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown pass. They had 2 penalties. They were 3 of 12 on third down for 25% and 2 of 4 on fourth down for 50%. They had 6 penalties for 37 yards. And then your Booneville Bearcats, they had 32 plays, 365 yards, 14 minutes, and 14 seconds time of possession. Not many times, Isaac, people's going to beat us in the time of possession, but Salem beat us in that category tonight. Cats had 31 rushes for 333 yards. 1 pass, 1 completion, 32 yards. That was to Race Blancett. Cats had 0 turnovers. 3 of 5 on third down for 60%. We had 5 penalties for 65 yards. And we had 1 punt for 38 yards. They had 2 punts for 32.5 yards. So the individual stats for the Greyhounds. Jackson, your quarterback, 6 of 19 passing for 68 yards and a touchdown, 3 interceptions. Roman, 16 carries for 119 yards and a touchdown. Earl had 69 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver was your tight end, number 26, 47 yards on 3 receptions and a touchdown. Roman had 13. Leading tackler for the Greyhounds was Smith with 4.5 and Draper with 4, followed by Lucas Foster, who caught that last punt over here. Had 3.5, and Roman had 3. Individual stats for your Bearcats. Brandon Ray, 1 of 1 passing for 32 yards. Cody Elliott was the leading rusher with 82 yards. Dax Goff, 67 yards and a touchdown. Rocky Ross had 61 yards on 3 carries. Brandon Ray, 11 for 50. Ryland Ray, 6 for 43. Trace Hall, 1 for 22. Brooks Herrera, 1 for 11. And Peyton Tatum, 2 for 1. Leading tackler, I'll mention Race, too. Race was the only guy who caught the ball tonight. One catch for 32 yards. Casey Manson's leading tackler, 5 tackles. Mason Goers had 4. Brooks Herrera had 3.5. Dax Goff and Dunn Daniel had 3. Randon Ray, Ryland Ray, and Tatum Rice had 2.5 tackles. Pablo and Peyton Tatum and Brett Welling all had 2. Let's see here. Try to get you some scores. Osceola and Center Point just started the 4th quarter. Center Point's up 15-8. Winner of that game is going to play Charleston at Charleston. Harding Academy was up big over West Fort. It's a final. 54.
56-6, I believe.
56-6. and they will play winner of Rosin and Jessieville. Rosin was ahead in that game a while ago.
McGee was also a final.
Do what, Chuck? 42-7 Rosin. They will travel to Searcy next week. We will play the winner of Manila and Danville. Manila was up 35-19 last we had looked. And then below us and Manila, Camden Harmony Grove and Harrisburg is in a close game with 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the third. Harmony Grove has scored. It is 29-21. Camden Harmony Grove over Harrisburg.
There's Glen Rose there.
And Camden Harmony Grove's come out in the second half fired up, and they have scored. They was down 14-0 at half. Below them is Glen Rose and Pine Bluff Dollarway. Glen Rose has scored again. It's 33-12. So the winner of that game will play the winner of Harmony Grove and Harrisburg.
There's Rosin, Jessieville.
Rosin is up 48-7 now. On the top side of the bracket, Hoxie has a bye. Cedarville and Atkins is playing, and it is 28-12 Cedarville over Atkins. The winner of that game travels to Hoxie. McGee is up big time over Walnut Ridge. That's a final, I'm sorry.
Yep.
So McGee makes it to the second round and will play Melbourne. It was 40-0 last week. Look, Melbourne over Prairieville. And so that's probably going to be a final before too long. So Melbourne, 18. You say 18-8? Third quarter, 18-8 Bismarck over Hackett. The winner of that game will travel to Prescott to take on the Curly Wolves. Below them is Newport and Lincoln. I have not seen a score. Newport 28-0. That's the third quarter score. And they will play the winner of Paris and Riverview. And Riverview was up 14-10 over Paris. And it looks like Centerpoint has scored. It is 22-8 Centerpoint over Osceola. So Cedarville has had another touchdown. Looks like the Pirates of Cedarville, playing at home for the first time since 1999, is going to make it to the second round of playoffs and take on the Hoxie Mustangs. The Eagles of Paris, though, they were down to Riverview. Winner of that game will travel to Newport. Again, we will take on the winner of Manila and Danville. We will be home next week. And I guess that's all I've got. Isaac, you got anything? Nope. Well, Lord willing, we'll see y'all guys back here next week. For Isaac Brown, I'm Zach Austin. And as always, it's a great day to be a Bearcat.